So the truck is from Sany, so Sany Jiangshan. On full payload, they are saying it's a 300 kilometers range. So it has 9 LiDARs, 13 cameras. Currently, the application that I learned about was, let's say, the mining trucks. So that was the 40 imaging radars. That's the battery pack. I'm standing at the stall of Pony AI, the robotaxi that I took a couple of days ago, which was a mind-blowing experience, let's say, because that was the first time I've sat in a robotaxi. But that was the robotaxi. But what I'm really interested right now is that they are not just making robotaxi, but robotrucks as well. So let me show you what do I mean. Over there, that's the thing I really want to see in the field, to be honest. This is such an interesting development over here. So the truck is from Sany, so Sany Jiangshan. So EV448, so 448 represents the kilowatt hours of the battery capacity. On full payload, they are saying it's a 300 kilometers range. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to talk to a representative. Like, are they talking about CLTC range or is it WLTP? But I'm assuming right now it's going to be CLTC range. So that means in order to get WLTP, you have to subtract 15%, and to get EPA, maybe 20-25% at least. So that's the range. But I'm not sure. Maybe if I get a chance to talk to the person after this video, I'll write in the subtitles, or in the caption, sorry. So the design life of this truck is 1 million kilometers or 20,000 hours, and it is going to be used for long haul applications. Now, this part is really interesting. So because when I posted the Pony AI taxi video or robotaxi video, people were interested how it's navigating, what sort of cameras, LiDARs are being used. I wanted to see what are we talking about, and gladly I found it over here, at least for the robotrucks. For the cars, I will show as well. It's kind of similar, but it's not unfortunately written in English. So let's start with the truck. So it has 9 LiDARs, 13 cameras, 3 millimeter wave radars. And if you're going to see how they are operating, so you can see over here, so for example, the front ultra long range camera can detect objects up to 650 meters. Then they have front range camera 450 meters, then front long range camera 300 meters, then traffic light detection at 200 meters. Then they have fisheye camera 180 degrees. I think these are 4 of them. Then they have wide angle cameras, 5 of them, that can detect ranges up to 200 meters. Now talking about LiDARs, so you can see over here, so they have long range LiDAR at 500 meters, so it can detect objects, 4D imaging radars, 350 meters, blind spot LiDARs, 5 of them, their range is 30 meters, mid-range LiDAR are 3, it's like 200 meters range, and finally it's long range radar at 250 meters. And the way they are operating is, so I think on the Robotruck side, they are relatively new. So it says maybe they have started or about to start in 2026, but there are 2 formations they are going to use. The first one is that they're planning to use like a platooning solution, which means that the first truck needs to be driven by a driver, but the rest are going to be autonomous behind it. And currently the application that I learned about was, let's say, the mining trucks. So because the mining trucks are being operated in the northwest of China, where the infrastructure is not that developed, and secondly, the population is relatively quite small over there. So these are the 2 factors why it's being used over there. But one more thing, let me recall before I forget, was so the mining companies, how they are operating is like you have, let's say, from the mining facility for coal mining basically to the factory for processing, it's like a distance of 20 to 30 kilometers, and in that route it's being used. So the 300 kilometers range could actually work under full payload, because the travel is not too much, and considering if you have charging at both sides, I think it's going to work without any issues. They have a video as well. So in front they have the 4D imaging radars, long range radar, blind spot, mid range. And that was it. So that was the 40 imaging radars. I mean, I cannot zoom it over here, but you're going to see some cameras over there. There is a blind radar, basically blind spot radar. Then on top we have the ultra long range, and then I think it's a medium range or long range. I forgot about it, to be honest. Let's talk about on the sides. So you have it over here as well. And they are really on the top. I cannot access that. I mean, maybe you can see over there. So there are cameras and blind spot LiDARs were also over there. It's difficult. So on the back we can see over there as well. Ah, that's the battery pack. Found it. It's a 447 kilowatt hours battery pack, and the manufacturer is Eve Power or EV. See the charging port? I don't know. But the thing about these battery packs is you can see the hooks over there. So I was actually wrong about it. They are not going to be charged in a way I was thinking earlier. So there needs, because earlier I said they're going to be charged at the mining factory, and perhaps they're going to be charged at the mining site. But now I realize they don't even have that. So there will be a huge substation where the batteries are going to be charged, a lot of them, and then they are going to be towed basically or hooked with a crane. They're going to be removed. So these are swappable batteries basically. So there is going to be a different battery that's going to be installed every time after each and every application. And from this side we can see the remaining cameras and LiDARs, which I couldn't detect. So I found it really interesting, this application, to be honest. There is a smaller one as well. This one I didn't really explore too much, to be honest, in detail. Short on time, sorry I have to leave, but in general, I'm really willing to see that work in the field, how it does, because I've had experience with the taxi. This is going to be even more challenging in a way that it's going to be operated in remote areas, and how it's going to work there is going to be something I'm really looking forward to see. So that was it. Just two cameras I forgot earlier were these here. So now I've asked about the details, and now I have a clear answer, so let me show you. So the 300 kilometers that we saw earlier over here under the full payload, let me change it to English. The 300 kilometer under full payload, basically it's tested actually on the Chinese driving cycle. Secondly, one thing that I understood was, what does a full payload mean? So the full payload actually means this weight for this truck. So 38,470 kilograms, or let's say 38.5 tons or 39 tons. So in China you have 49 tons allowance for the long haul trucks, the big trucks basically that we are talking about. And this truck weighs like 10,500 kilograms, so, and the remaining is 38,400 or 38,500 kilograms, let's say. So under these conditions, on the Chinese cycle CLTC, it can travel 300 kilometers. And then I asked about the charging. So if the customer wants to charge, because few minutes ago I said that maybe the customer don't even need to charge, but there is an option. So you can swap or you can charge. So basically it's over here. And these are the two GPT connector ports. So you can even you can either charge with one or you can charge with two connectors. The ampere rating is 250 amps and the charger voltage seems to be 750 volts. So under those conditions you can charge the Robotruck over here. And actually that's not all. So then I asked about what is 2026 written over here. So they have done prototype phase already. So in the prototype phase, they have done like 7 million kilometers already. They have 200 trucks on the field right now. 7 million were on the prototype trucks, but now the actual where the fleets have been used commercially, it has been like 2 million kilometers. So with that information, I think I'm going to wind up this video. Sorry I had to retake it. I earlier thought that I had better information, and now I don't know how to edit it. So I will put a remark in the beginning that please watch the corrected part at the end. So that was it. Thank you so much. Take care.